Yo, what's good people? Welcome back again to another presentation of Yosef's Two Cents. I'm your man, Yosef Isaiah Benjamin. On this evening's podcast presentation, I would like to give a special shout out to the mothers. Although I myself don't celebrate holidays, I do want to give a special shout out to the mothers. And I want to share with you the real reasons why they continue to push this anti-Asian hate crime bill. So y'all come on in, unwind, relax, and for the next few moments, let us do what we always do, and that is sit down and let us reason together. The lovely Miss Marla, good evening to you, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us. Malachi, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. Daniel P, what's good? Brother Barron, what's good? What's good? Sister Candace, what's going on with you? Thank you all so much for joining me again. As always, I do appreciate it. And I got some good news for you. The hotline is up and running, so just in case you want to call, it is up and running, and I will pin the number later on in the podcast. Hope you all are having another fantastic Saturday. It's a little nippy here in New York, but nonetheless, we are going to have another good time. And please excuse my tardiness because I'm still learning how to use my new phone. I had to get a new phone. And I just received a text message. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. And I'm still learning all the functions of this new phone and things of that sort. So forgive my tardiness and unwind, relax, and let us begin to chop it up. According to the calendar year, tomorrow I understand it to be Mother's Day. Now, please understand, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who don't know, but for those of you who do know, let me remind and also inform those of you, I no longer celebrate holidays. It goes up against my spiritual beliefs, my beliefs of salvation, as well as spirituality. And in addition to that, I've done my research on holidays where it is pagan to celebrate such days such as these. And in addition to that, we commercialize, things that is supposed to be, holy and precious, sacred and divine, which is also why I no longer celebrate holidays. However, I would like to take a time to acknowledge all of the good mothers out there, whether you are married or whether, for whatever reason you are a single mother, whether it is because of the black horse of death riding through your ranks, or the relationship or the marriage just didn't work out. If you are an honorable mother, and if you are a mother that is doing the right thing for the right reasons for her child or her children, or you are a guardian, shout out to all of you, the good mothers out there. And I have to say all of the good mothers out there because, as we all know, if I'm not saying it, it's being said in one form or another, and it's being said on another platform, where we always talk about all of these toxic mothers and how they're doing their children wrong and how they continue to do men wrong. But I think it's unfair and it's unjust, more so, that we always overlook the good mothers. So it would behoove myself and the rest of us to acknowledge all the good mothers, because I know in times such as these, especially during this pandemic and so many other different things, so many different forms of insanity that's going on in the world, I know for a fact that it is not easy to be a good mother, especially a very righteous, God-fearing, God-loving, God-honoring, God-respecting mother, especially in times where being holy and righteous is highly frowned upon. You have my love, you have my respect to all of the good mothers out there. Keep doing the very best that you can. Keep being the women that you are, and continue to be that shining light, that shining example of what it means to be an exemplary mother that's not going around out here making other people's lives a living hell, a living nightmare, being that positive influence in your children's lives, and not only the children's lives, but also being the feminine wives that I know that a lot of you are. And as bad as things are, I know for a fact that there are still some good women in the world. So to all of the honorable, respectful mothers out there, I salute you. And just know for me, Mother's Day is every single day. Shout out to all of you. Kudos to y'all. Much respect, much love, peace, power, and blessings be upon you. Who else has just joined us? Brother Robert, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Peace and blessings to you, Brother Mike. Greetings and salutations to you, Sister Yolanda. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to also talk about the recent current events with tennis star Serena Williams. Have y'all seen what Serena Williams looked like right now? Man, listen. This poor woman looked like she has pulled a Sammy Sosa. And for those of you who don't know who Sammy Sosa is, Sammy Sosa is a retired Major League Baseball star who played for the Chicago Cubs and the Texas Rangers, and he had a successful career. Unfortunately, it was tainted by abuse of PED, which is performance enhancing drugs, which I think he admitted to. And unfortunately, he bleached his skin. So the news media is just a buzz right now that everybody is talking about Serena Williams. Let's see. Let me get. You're welcome, sweetheart. Anytime. You're very, very welcome. He says, I thank you, sweetheart. Anytime. Anytime. Yeah, man. Brother Barron says, man, listen. I'm gonna tell you something straight up, B. Brother B. I don't think that's a bad listen, I don't think that's a bad makeup day. Oh, that's Brother Mike that said that. I don't think that's a bad makeup day, man. I don't. I think that's her. I think that's her exhibiting hatred for self, no regard and no respect for self. And everybody is on the internet right now, man. They are just clowning her to death. I am so serious right now. They are clowning her. Yo, J. Cole said, what's up, J. Cole? What's going on? He says Serena Williams looked like the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Man, don't insult that lion like that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Mm-mm. Don't do that, man. Mm-mm. That's an insult to that lion. It is, man. That's an insult to that lion, man. Don't do that. We grew up watching that lion from the Wizard of Oz, and we can't insult him like that, man. That's not right. That's not right. That ain't cool. I wish it was Photoshop, but doggone it, that ain't Photoshop, folks. That is not. I'm telling y'all right now, man. That is not Photoshopped. That is not a mistake. And yeah, man, that's not Photoshop. Serena, why would you even do that to yourself? Do you really hate yourself that bad that you are willing to just bleach your skin? Like seriously, you're bleaching your skin. Why do that to yourself? Sister Candace says she's a mean old lion. She's a mean old something. I don't know what the heck she is, man, but that's not a good look. That's not no. That's not a good look, man. That's I wish I had a picture. I tried to set it up where I could just present a live audio, but apparently Facebook wouldn't let me do a live audio. So excuse me. So here I am. But in all seriousness, all jokes aside, all shenanigans aside for a moment, listen. The reality is that's a form of self-hatred. Why would you bleach your skin to make yourself look like you're a European? Are you kidding me right now? Like seriously. See, that's self-sabotage right there, folks. That's exactly what that is. That is self-sabotage. And because that is self-sabotage. And see, the thing is, see, you God have mercy. That's sad, man. That's just sad. On all fronts, all around. That's sad. Listen, I'm gonna have to respectfully ask my brother J. Cole and my sister Candace. Do not insult that line from the Wizard of Oz. Don't do that. Listen, as kids, we grew up watching him. And it would dishonor him if we compared him to Serena Williams. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Please, ma'am, and please, sir. Let us respect the legacy and the honor of the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Because we all know, we all know good and well that the lion he would devour all of us if we said some ish like that. Let's see. J. Cole says, black women were saying it's our fault she bleached her skin because we called her unattractive for years. I'm going to get into that in a moment. Brother Barron says, being around her husband's white family. Sister Candace, you slept, you, God. She says, okay, y'all remember the show Beauty and the Beast? Stop it. Sister Candace, you've been around me too much, man. Listen, man. Y'all been around me too much, man. I've turned y'all into some petty savages, man. That's my fault, though. That's my fault. Now that I think about it, wait a minute. Sister Candace, you may have a point. No, don't, no. No. I'm not going. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. No. I'm not going there. I'm not about to do that. No. We're that's one thing that we are not about to do. Well, we are not going there. No. We're not going there. No. We're not going there. No. Absolutely not. We're not going there. We're not going there at all. No. We're not going there. We are not going there today. Absolutely not. We're not going there. Period. Macchial, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. But I want to go back. I want to go back to J. Cole's observation for just a moment. When he says black women were saying it's our fault she bleached her skin because we called her unattractive for years. Let me tell you something. Once again, what we have is a situation where little girls trapped in the bodies of grown women refuse to own up to their own mistakes and their own BS, and they continue to blame us. You see, let me tell you something. This is a mean ass, cruel world that we live in right now. A mean ass, cruel world. And see, the reality is, it was her choice to bleach her skin, if she did it at all. It was her choice. You understand? And because it was her choice, to bleach her skin, right? That's self-sabotage. She chose to become the opinion of other people. Now, if she was really, really strong in the mind and in her emotions, despite what everybody else is saying and has been saying about her, guess what? At the end of the day, it was her choice. D. Will, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. It was her choice. She made the decision. That was her fault. I'm going to go back to what the scripture teaches you. That you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are not the opinion of other people. The only time you become somebody's opinion of you is when you believe it. And when you start to believe what other people say about you, that opinion is no longer opinion. That's straight facts. It's straight facts. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's self-sabotage. How many times have y'all heard me tell you, you are not the opinion of other people? You never have been, and you never will be. That's her choice. And so for all these black women talking about that it's our fault that she bleached her skin, man, screw that. That's her fault. That's her choice. And then it just goes to show you, folks, you can have all the money in the world. You can be the world's biggest celebrity. You can be the world's greatest athlete. But when the spotlights is gone and the flashing light bulbs of the camera stop flashing and you face the solitude and the aloneness of your room, that determines how you really see yourself. And so therefore, when you find that black women are always blaming black men for their bullshit, pardon my French, but the reality is ain't nobody's fault but hers. That's her fault. Not mine, not Brother Mike, not D. Will, not Mackiel, not J. Cole, not Daniel P. None of us. It's not our fault. That's her fault. She should not have listened to all of the naysayers. And I saw a picture of Serena not too long ago, before she bleached her skin. To me, she wasn't bad looking. She wasn't bad looking. She wasn't my type of woman, because she was a little bit too muscular for me. But in terms of, she wasn't a bad looking woman. Now, you look like a transhuman. You're killing yourself. And the reason why you're killing yourself is because you listened to the opinion of toxic men and toxic women. Now, I'm not saying that, words don't hurt, because they do hurt. And I'll be the first one to tell you once again, I've been on both sides. I have been bullied, and I've also been the bully. You understand? I've been on both sides. But by me almost being 40 years of age, I know better, I care better. So once again, people always want to point the finger at other people instead of looking at themselves. Pastor Levi, what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us, man. I do appreciate it. For those of y'all that are just joining, welcome back to Yosef's 2 Cents. I'm your man, Yosef Benjamin. And we're talking briefly about Serena Williams' recent pictures. And I was elaborating on J. Cole's observation about black women blaming us for her bleaching her skin because we said that she was ugly for years. See, that's the problem with celebrities, man. The reality is, celebrities, they don't have a solid foundation. They really don't love themselves. You know why? Because a lot of people really don't know how to love themselves. They have been brainwashed into believing that if you love yourself, if you love the Most High, and if you love yourself, and if you have self-respect and dignity, then you are a fool. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been fooled into thinking that if you think highly of yourself, then you are wrong. Like it or not, but that's how it, unfortunately, that's exactly how it is. As Levi says, no problem. I'm excellent. Thank you. How are you? Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm doing very, very well. I got some big things coming up in the future. I've been working behind the scenes. Things are looking up behind the scenes. I've been moving in silence because, listen, I'm gonna say this and I'm going to move on into the main subject that I want to share with you guys. It's unfortunate that I've had to move in silence because, as I said before, in a brief soliloquy a few weeks ago, that not everybody is rooting for me. Put it like this: everybody is cheering for me, but at the same time, everybody's not cheering for me to succeed. They're cheering for me to fall and fail. You understand? Everybody does not love me. You have a lot of people that hate me and want to see me dead for whatever their reasons are. So that's why I've learned that I've had to move in silence. And there are very, very few people that actually know what's been going on. And it's a sad state of affairs. I wish I could share it, but the reality is I can't. Because once again, common sense tells me everybody's not going to be cheering for me. But just know the Most High is good. The Most High is the greatest. He is the true beneficent, the true merciful. All praises goes and belongs to him now and forever. Hey, Nate, what's going on with you? Thanks for the reaction. I appreciate it. And keep feeding your pet, Mike the Mule. So, So that's what y'all have to realize, man. And I'll say again, I will continue to reiterate, we are not living in the best of times. We are not. We are not living in the best of times. We're living in the middle of a pandemic. We're living in a period where everybody is continuing to develop hypersensitivity towards other people. This is the era of separation, folks. This is the era of separation. Now, the Most High is still good. He's still kind. Believe me, he is. But the reality, folks, is that we're not living the best of times right now. I mean, this is literally a fight for our minds, a fight for our hearts, a fight for our souls. So we got to do everything that we can do to maintain a level of discipline, a level of spirituality, a level of I didn't say religion. I said spirituality. There's a difference. So let's see. You're right. You're right, Pastor Levi. It is because they're sick. They're narcissistic. People are just slaves to their genes. We're all slaves to our genes, man. That's really what it all boils down to. I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is, man. And listen, before we get into it, I'm going to have to start inviting more of y'all to come on, man, so we can chop it up, man. I'm going to have to start inviting more of y'all to just come on and chop it up with your boy, with your homie, your friend, your brother. Brother Mike says, my issue with Serena is she took hatred for how she looked and attacked on her being black for years. Soon as she married a Caucasian, she turned to being more of a feminist. Well said, brother. Well said. Sister Candace has a question. She asks, hey, Brother Yosef, my husband wanted to know, can one of your topics, can you talk about Israelites against Israelites, how we need to unite and stop arguing and wake up the lost people? I sure can talk about that. I will definitely be talking about that. As a matter of fact, I got a whole lot of topics that I wrote down. But I will certainly talk about that in the following podcast to come. That's for sure. And I'll touch on it now before I get into my main thesis. I became Jewish about 4 or 5 years ago. I became a Hebrew Israelite around 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm still learning as I go along. And one of the things that I've discovered about the Hebrew Israelite community is that a lot of them are much worse than Christians. I'm going to throw that out there too. Now, I've been criticizing Christians also because, a lot of them are not as sincere as they should be or as they portray themselves to be. But I will say sadly, and it's sad for me to report, you got a lot of Hebrew Israelites, man. Honestly, I really don't bother. I don't rock with camps. I don't rock with camps. I don't rock with a lot of Hebrew Israelites. I don't. And the reason why I don't rock with a lot of Hebrew Israelites is because they are far worse than Christians. And instead of trying to build you up and instead of trying to encourage you to become, stronger in your walk with the Most High, what do? They bash you. They don't focus on your salvation at all. Their focus is doctrines, and they're dogmatic in their delivery and in their speech. That's why I don't pay any attention to all these Hebrew camps, man. Especially these cats out here who dress like Power Rangers. It's morphin' time. No, I don't do that. I don't deal with a lot of Hebrew Israelites, man. I don't. That you're going around here dressing like Power Rangers. Zeo Ranger 5, red. And, instead of, trying to build a person up, you're trying to tear them down, man. And I had one Hebrew Israelite teacher, man, but I had to get away from him because he started saying some slick ish to me. So I backed away from him, you know. So for the most part, everything that I've learned or relearned, it has been through private study and private investigation and articles and educational videos on not only here on this Blue app Facebook, but YouTube as well. So it's just been a lot, man. And then the scripture also says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, that a workman needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And it also says in the scriptures that a man must work out his own soul's salvation with trembling and fear. So every day is a walk. Every day is a sojourn. You're discovering things. You're rediscovering things. You're adding on, you're subtracting, you're multiplying, you're dividing, you're dissecting. It's a process, and because, it's such a sojourn, I don't rock with Hebrew camps. I don't rock with Hebrew camps. I don't even go to synagogue. I don't go to the synagogues because the synagogues here is every bit as racist as Christians are fake and phony, fictitious every place else. So what does a man do? What do I do? I work out my own soul salvation with trembling and fear every single day. And I no longer act like, I'm so wishy, I'm squeaky clean. And it's so easy for me to share this with you guys because I'm first honest with myself. So in order for me to be honest with you, I must first be honest with myself, which I continue to learn to be more honest and open with myself every day. But to answer your question, Sister Candace, absolutely. I'll talk about it. I'll chop it up. I sure will. Give me time to prepare for it, and I'll let y'all know. Real spill. All right. I have already been on here a half hour, so let's go ahead and get into my main thesis. And my main thesis is the real reasons why they continue to push these anti-hate crimes against the Asian community. Because to me, there's 4 major reasons why this is. And I'm going to start off with the basic one. Asians, just like Caucasians, they don't like us. They don't like us. They have no regard and they have no respect for melanated folk. If you're brown, if you look like me, if you're lighter than me, or if you're a little bit darker than me, guess what? You're not liked. You are not liked. And even to this very day, since the Dred Scott case of 1857, I believe it was March of 1857, guess what? We are not looked upon at all as citizens of these United States. And the reason why we are not looked on or looked upon as citizens of these United States is because when Dred Scott attempted to get his freedom by going and approaching the United States Supreme Court of the 19th century, the Dred Scott case of 1857, excuse me. He was denied. And during that time also, some states had already abolished slavery. Check this out. That's right. A lot of these United States, they had already abolished slavery. In certain states, slavery was illegal. And you already had a lot of freedmen or a lot of freed slaves with their papers. But despite the states being states that abolished slavery, the reality is they never viewed us as citizens. They never did. And guess what? They still don't. So the Caucasian community and the Asian American community, they have that in common. They hate us. They hate us. They have no regard. They have no respect for us. They don't even view us as human. And that's the truth. J. Cole says the Asian community blames black people for all these attacks when, statistically speaking, it's whites that have been attacking and harassing Asians. Listen, man, we get accused for every damn thing under the sun. We do. Furthermore, the attacks that these Asians has been experiencing, it has been going on for over a year. It's been going on ever since this whole pandemic got started, man. We as melanated folk here on these shores called the United States, we've been experiencing horror and terror, war, disease, etc. against us. Guess what? We've been experiencing that for almost 500 years. So when the Asian community, they start getting a taste of their own medication, they start getting a dose of their own medicine, and they're starting to see how it's like for them to be treated the same way we've been treated for almost 500 years, then everybody is in an uproar. See? Let's see. J. Cole says the issue is when black people attack Asians. The news say it's because of hate instead of looking at it as a case-by-case basis. One, i.e., a breach of journalistic integrity. I say again, and to quote J. Cole, he says, quote, the issue is when black people attack Asians. The news says it's because of hate instead of looking at it as a case-by-case basis, end quote, i.e., breach of journalistic integrity. And see, all these false and fake reports as to what's been going on and what continues to happen, this doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me one single bit. Because once again, we are not viewed at all. We are not viewed as human. We're not viewed as humans. We're not viewed as humans at all. And now that they are starting to get a taste of their medication, and they're starting to be treated the same way we've been treated for almost 500 years, they can't handle it. Now, that's the first reason. Caucasians don't like us. Asians don't like us. That's the first reason. The second reason is because Asians and Caucasians, they are equally conservative. If you think about it, they are equally as conservative. Their mindsets or their psychological apparatuses, right? Their psychological hygienes, right? It is similar to each other. If you know for a fact that they look at you and I the same way, gutter trash, niggers, subhuman, etc. They look at us as the dregs of society. Think about it. And they do. They look at us like we are the dregs of society. Case in point, you have more black women that wears hair that's not even theirs. Here's more. It gets deeper, and it gets even more insulting. Because black women wear human hair that's not even theirs, it comes from the scalps of women who are considered the dregs of their society. So whites and Asians do not take black women or black people seriously, and that's just one of the reasons. Their mindset and their attitude is, why the hell should we take you seriously? I mean, look at your woman. She's wearing human hair that's not even hers. It comes from the scalp of other women from other cultures and countries that are considered the lowest of the low, that are considered the black sticky crap underneath the bottom of the barrel of their society. So why the hell will we take you seriously? And you, you black man, you're a nothing yourself. You wanting to be white. You bleaching your skin. You always trying to get the approval of people that don't give two you know what's about you. Why should we take you seriously? Now, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. And see, this is the stuff that people don't want to talk about. But me, y'all know me. I'll chop it up in a minute. As long as I get my stuff prepared, I'll chop it up. See? Their values, their mindsets is similar to each other. They're conservative. Asians and Caucasians, they're conservative. Real talk. J. Cole says, black women buy the hair in little girls that are involved in child labor in India. And those people worship Shiva, the demon goddess, and wonder why they have mental issues. Exactly. And the very same, and like I said not too long ago, the very same women that they have their hair in that part of the country, in that part of the world, they are looked upon as the dregs of society. Which goes back to what I said. That's one of the reasons why we are not taken seriously as a collective. I'm not making this crap up, man. I'm not making this stuff up as I go along. This is the truth. And notice where all of the weaves and the wigs are. Is in the black community. Wigs and weaves is in the black community. Because the Chinese and the Korean stores is condensed and confined to the melanated community. And black women continue to patronize these same people who never gave a you know what about them every single time. Koreans and Asians, they just look at black women like they're a damn fool. They don't laugh with black women. They laugh at them. Don't hate me for telling y'all the truth. It is what it is. And this has been going on for a long time. And then when you do have black people that wants to get away from that particular mindset, then here come the rest of these idiots. Why you don't want to patronize him? You've been brainwashed, fool, into hating yourself. Now, peep what Brother Mike just said, and he's spot on when he says this. Quote, if other cultures were to wear hair like wool, like black person's natural hair, then we would think they look ridiculous. So imagine how we look to them. Thank you. End quote. Thank you. Brother Levi says, you're cooking, bro. This is the truth. Unfortunately, bro, it is the truth. But it all goes back to our ancestors, right? Being disobedient to the Most High. And because that dysgenic breaded gene has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, all of us, from a scientific basis, we are dysgenically breaded. And the number one source for black people being a dysgenic breeded nation is forced inbreeding and incest and going outside of the nationality. And I'll say again, don't get mad at me. Look this stuff up. I'm not making this up. And this has been going on for a long, long time. And see, if it wasn't Asians beating the living hell out of women over in Oklahoma a few years ago, then it was these same Asians that was doing the same crap here in Brooklyn about 2 years ago. Right around the same time that crap happened over in Oklahoma. So what you think? Think about it. So they are pushing for these anti-Asian hate crimes to be forced. Because one, they don't like black folk anyway, or melanated folk anyway. Number two, their mindsets, they're equally conservative. Now, here's the third reason. The third reason why they are pushing all of this, these anti-Asian hate crime laws, you know why they're doing that? Because of money. It's all about economics. Think about it. Asians and Caucasians are also economically stable. Their entire community is wealthy as hell. And on top of that, guess what? The legislators, they get kickbacks from this stuff, man. Yeah, they get kickbacks. It's all about the almighty dollar, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it is. Love ain't got a doggone thing to do with it. Pay attention to how they move. Whites stay within the confines of their own community. So do Asians. Before it even leaves their respective communities, their monies stay in their communities almost an entire month. It's all about money. Understand this. It's money. J. Cole, you just gave away my fourth reason, man. Now I'm going to have to elaborate on it in a moment. But the reality is, it's about money. Remember something, folks. The number one God of this world is not the Most High of the Bible. It ain't the Most High of the Bible. The God of this world. The number one God of this world is money. It's dead presidents. And even the paper money, continues to lose its value. And you know what's getting ready to be the new medium of exchange? This. The card. This. The card. This. Because everything is going digital now. So the paper money is losing its value. And so eventually the only thing that the paper money is going to be good for is lighting your cigars, lighting your cigarettes, lighting your candles when you're taking a bath. Because everything is going digital now. I mean, after all, this is the era of digital gadgetry. So it's money. It's money. That's what it's all about. It's all about money. It ain't about nothing else except bread. That's it. It's all about the money. That's what it's about. So number one, they don't like us at all. Number two, they're equally as conservative in their mindsets. Then three, Asians and whites, they're economically stable. We have well over a $6 trillion buying power. And do you know how long our money stays within the confines of our community? Anywhere from 30 minutes to 6 hours. We have well over $1 trillion buying power. I think it's like $6 trillion. And our money in the melanated community, it lasts anywhere from 30 minutes to 6 hours. So it's money. And see, the legislators, they're getting kickbacks from this. So each time they're forcing and they're pushing the anti-Asian bills in these branches of government, they get kickbacks. That's what it is. It's all about that bread. It's all about that paper. See? Now, here's the fourth and the final reason. And J. Cole's big mouth, he'd even give me a chance to say it. Because these whites, they're dying. White folk are dying. J. Cole said, I heard the reason why whites want to side with Asians is because the white race is going down, so they'd rather consolidate. That's exactly what's going on. He's spot on with it. Let me throw this out here too. It was said about 3, 4, 5 years ago that by the year 2025, we melanated folk will be the new majority in this country. Whites will be the new minority. And because whites are dying off faster than they can be born, This is also the reason why that they are consolidating and condensing their montees. It's economics and science. It's about montees and science. It's all about the dead presidents. It's all about the bread. See, let peep this. Peep game. Do y'all remember when it was all over the news a few years ago that the state of Georgia, right? They passed a state legislative bill in the state Congress and in the state Senate, right? About the anti-abortion bill. That wasn't for us. That was for the whites. These whites are dying off faster than they can be born. So when they passed the anti-abortion bill, it was not for us. We multiplying, baby. We are multiplying. We still gonna be here. We gonna be here. But the whites are dying off faster than they can be born. So when they started passing all of these anti-abortion bills all across the country, it was never designed for us. They are doing everything they can to preserve themselves. And you have members of the Thought Justice League, these swamp monkey, swamp donkey beasts, get mad because it was illegal, or it is illegal, to have an abortion in Georgia. Y'all remember that? I do. These musty ass wildebeests whose scalp smells like helicopter smoke and rotten ham and rotten pig got mad because the bill was passed in Georgia and in another state that abortions was illegal, not realizing that it wasn't for them anyway. They're doing everything they can to preserve themselves. But you know why these swamp monkey ass females got mad? They got mad because they were unable to no longer use abortions to get away from the... They were using abortion. What I'm saying is, like it was a birth control pill. Abortions to the black woman at that time, and still is to a degree, is birth control pills. So once that bill was passed that they could that abortions was murder, that's why they got mad. That's why they got mad. But little do they know, the birth rate in this country continues to plummet any way it goes. And more men are continuing to walk away from not just black women, but women, period. Because of this feminist manifesto, this feminist agenda. And feminism continues to destroy the family nucleus and the nucleus of a man being a man and a woman being a woman. Brother Barron's laughing out loud. Sister Candace says, like it was the thing to do. Exactly. So that's why they got mad. Because they were using abortions just like it was birth control pills. And for all you idiots that got mad because the anti-abortion bill was passed in Georgia and in other states, a man is not going to want you anyway with your haunted house womb. I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. And see, before long, when you continue to have all these doggone abortions, and some of you toxic dames, y'all bragging about having all these abortions. I remember this one swamp donkey was bragging about having 7 damn abortions. 7. How the hell is it possible for anybody to brag about having 7 damn abortions? Please explain that to me, because I don't get the logic behind that shit. I don't. And if you ugly ass swamp donkey Kong sea biscuit ass ham beast get mad at me, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Because you are the laughing stock of not only this country, but the damn world. And no wonder men don't want to be bothered with you. Men of no nationality want to be bothered with you. Because you're narcissistic, you're self-centered, you're mentally ill, you're amoral, meaning you don't have any morals at all. And no man in his right mind wants to be bothered with you. That's why men continue to walk the hell away. And yet here you are, you gonna call yourself blaming the black man or the melanated man for Serena bleaching her skin? Man, screw that. Because at the end of the day, it's all about choices in this life. It's all about choices. It's all about decisions. And we all have to live with those choices and all of those decisions. And see, more and more men are waking up to your treacherous nature, and you can't handle it. You're scared to death. Matter of fact, let me read the book of Isaiah. And please excuse my profanity. I really am working on it. But y'all know by now that I got the mouth of Peter. Lo and behold, it's right here too. Let me read your observation right quick. J. Cole says, since the 1970s, black women have aborted over 19 million babies. Those could have been future CEOs, engineers, professors, pilots, etc. You're spot on, brother. You're spot on. And the reason why they're doing that, since 1973, of course, they used abortion, doggone it, like it was birth control pills. Now, I got a message for the swamp donkeys, the musty hand beasts, the poverty-faced critters, these sea biscuits. I got a word for you. In the book of Isaiah, the 4th chapter in the 1st verse, peep this. Oh, excuse me just a moment. I'm going to ask Reverend Dr. Benjamin. I'm going to ask Reverend Benjamin to come, and Dr. Benjamin will be back in a moment. Reverend Benjamin, come to the forefront. The word of the Lord says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. End quote. You're now back in the hands of Dr. Benjamin. Thanks, Reb. Now, in a nutshell, what that verse is actually saying is, because of their promiscuous nature, because of their riotous living, because of their distasteful and disrespectful behavior towards the Most High, themselves, and others, it's going to be hell for them to find the kind of man that they should have been getting the whole time. I'll say again, the time is coming when all of these women are going to want to find a husband and they're not going to do it. It's coming. I'm going to throw this out here too. It's an unpopular opinion, but here it is. Polygamy is getting more and more popular, whereas monogamous relationships, they are fastly becoming a thing of the past. You didn't know that, did you? You do now. See, the reproach, as the scripture says, the reproach in that context means sin, rebellion, defiance, and disrespect of the Most High, themselves, and others. The shame of not being a mother, the shame of being a mother and having all kinds of children by all of these different men, having mismatched baby daddies. That's the reproach. It's coming. Now, exactly when? I don't know. You got me. And see, Yosef Benjamin is not coming up with any of this stuff. It's right here in your books of scripture if you choose to study, to thoroughly study and absorb and examine and dissect and cut up the text. It's right there in the scriptures. So, but back to the subject as to why they're pushing all of these Asian or anti-Asian hate crimes, and they're pushing it hard. They're dying off. And because they are dying off at such an accelerated pace, that's why they are now consolidating all of their resources. So when people have been saying that the era of the racist Caucasian man is coming to a close, y'all really don't know how right y'all are. They know this. They Did you really think that this would continue on? Come on. Nothing can last forever. And this right here, folks, that proves it. Now, I close. Or unless y'all want to call in? Huh? Y'all want to call in? Reverend Benjamin will take your phone call. I'll call. Unless y'all want to call, or should I do? I'll call you. I sure will. I'll make the phone call. I'll call you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll call you. I'm giving y'all a chance to call the hotline first. Let me put the number up here. Let's see if it works. It worked when I did a test run, a diagnostic on it. Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Call in. 929-274-4763 is the number to call in. And I want to digress and thank each and every one of you for listening to another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 Cents. I'm your man, Yosef Benjamin. And we have been discussing current events, acknowledging the good mothers out here, talking about Serena Williams' physical metamorphosis, and talking about why they are pushing so hard the anti-Asian hate crime bill so hard. So listen, if y'all enjoy the my podcast, you enjoy my content, do me a favor, donate. My Cash App ID is $Hidden1Truth. Once again, that's $Hidden1Truth. Go ahead, donate. I appreciate any and all donations. It is greatly valued and it is greatly appreciated. And your donations always goes towards new equipment. It goes towards brand new equipment. And we are getting ready to wrap things up. 929-274-4763 is the number to call in. And next time on Yosef's 2 Cents on this podcast, I'm going to be talking about why men are jealous of other men. Yeah, there's some reason why men are jealous of other men. I'm going to talk about that next time. Because you got some sea biscuits that's jealous of men. Oh, yeah. Yes, you have men that are jealous of other men. With their feminine acting selves. Yeah, men are jealous of Yosef Benjamin. Men are jealous of not only myself, they're jealous of Brother Barron. They're jealous of Pastor Levi. They're jealous of Brother Mike, J. Cole. They're jealous of you. Yes, yes. They're jealous. Yes. They're jealous. They are jealous of you. They're jealous of you. And I'm going to share with you as to why they are jealous with you next time. And you'll be surprised to what lengths and depths they will sink to see you destroyed. I know this from experience. And I'm going to share that experience with you guys next time. 929-274-4763 is the number to call in if you so choose to. Brother Mike says people can have a better house, family, car, more money, and still be jealous of you. Listen, brother, jealousy knows no boundaries. It knows no class, no nationality, social status, none of that. But you're spot on, brother. You are certainly spot on. Nine two nine 274-4763. Don't be shy now. Don't be all shy and quiet. Say something. Listen. Here's the thing. Ooh, Lord. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes to call in. Cause if y'all don't call, I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna start calling you. 929-274-4763 is the number to call in. Do me a favor, like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends in this podcast presentation, and let them know that if you want the truth, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, we got us a caller. Let me bring him on. Caller, good evening to you. State your case for us.
It's J. Cole.
J. Cole, what's going on, man? How you feeling, man?
Woo, like I'm still sad that my brother's gone, but I'm feeling better now.
That's good. That's good.
But thing was, while he was sick, so was the whole family. So we had to quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah.
I ended up losing like 15 pounds because I wasn't really eating properly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we are all pulling for you, man, that you would get back to the healthy J. Cole that we all know and we admire and respect. And once again, man, you have my heartfelt condolences on the loss of your brother. You have all of our heartfelt condolences. Brother Mike says prayers for your strength. Listen, man, you like I said before, if you need anybody to talk to, know that I am here. I'm a phone call away. I'm a text message away. You know, we got you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But go ahead and state your case, man. What you got for us today?
Yeah, regarding Asians and blacks, um, we never really liked each other like that. Um, but black people, uh, see that it's a wonderful trait about us, but also a dangerous trait about us. We accept everybody in our circle, or anybody that's outside. We accept them and invite them to the barbecue,
Mm-hmm.
and that and a lot of times that's to our detriment because you know you do something or say something that they may not like. They'll let you know that you're a nigger.
Agreed. Agreed.
They'll let you know.
You stupid nigga. You stupid nigga. You bitch ass
So
nigga. Yep, you're right.
yeah. So black people need to. I mean, we just need black people not like just nowadays. We just need to keep our guard up. Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
stop going to Mr. Chow's noodles. I know it's tasty, but you can make that stuff at home yourself.
Sure
It's
can.
really not that hard.
Sure can. Sure can, man.
Um, and also regarding black women, and they love their hair. Don't know why. I don't understand, why they're addicted to it. But damn, can you at least buy from each other? Buy
Mm-hmm.
from other black people at least? Can they at least do that?
See, let me say
Right?
this. Let me say this, J. Cole, and to answer your question as to why. And it's really spiritual, scientific, and a very social basis. And I'm gonna touch on all three in a few seconds. Here. First of all, spiritually speaking, mind you, we are still under. Excuse me, y'all. We are still under the results of our disobedience and our defiance of the Most High. That stems from our ancestors making that choice. Ancient Israel made a horrible, horrible choice a very, 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 very long time ago. That's first thing. That's first thing. Then the second thing is because from a scientific basis, people really don't know or realize just how strong their genes are. People are really just slaves to their own genes, especially if they don't come from good stock. If they don't come from good stock, then the reality is they're going to act a fool. And then if you figure also into it from a environmental basis, because their environment affects them too. Habiba, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Then it also affects them as well. So when you have a tainted relationship spiritually, and then you factor into it scientifically because they come from dysgenic breaded DNA, then you also factor in the social influence. Look at everything that's going on in society. Society dictates to us different constructs that goes up against our mental apparatus. It goes up against our principles. And so when you factor all those three into it, then you have, those kinds of cats behaving and thinking and acting the way they do. It's a sad state of affairs, bro, but it is what it is. That's why the men and the women are acting so bonkers right now.
Yeah. And you know what? What the thing is, what I find disturbing, black people just have no idea how white people merging with Asians, particularly the Chinese. Now I want to say now Asians are bad. Like Koreans, Filipinos, they're like the rest they're cool with us. But when it comes to Chinese and black people, it's a whole different ball game.
Yes, sir.
They do not respect us one bit.
Hell no.
Yeah. So them whites merging with Asians with Chinese, it's gonna get real bad because sooner or later, the like whatever stuff they have in China is eventually gonna come to North America.
You know it.
Social credit systems, more surveillance, all and more even more murders of black people.
Peep this, J. Cole. Some of the things that you said now, that has already been implemented. Because if you really think about it, this surveillance era, the reality is we don't have privacy anymore. Because everything that we have, from our cellular devices, our iPads, our laptops, our automobiles, all of that has some kind of secret recording device in them. We are being recorded right now, even in these supposed smart televisions, these smart TVs. Because when you turn off the TV itself, guess what comes on? A secret video camera that's recording everything that you do and you say. So that means if you have a smart camera, or a smart TV rather, in your living room, guess what? You cut that bad boy off, and they record everything. Let's say you and your lady, you getting busy. They record you getting busy. Everything, yeah, man. You knocking the boots, you clapping them cheeks, you record it. So this is the era of surveillance, bro. And I'm gonna throw this out here, and I'm gonna let you go. There's a movie called V for Vendetta. I don't know if you have you heard of that, J. Cole? Have y'all heard of that movie? It's called V for Vendetta. Have y'all heard of that?
I'm gonna look for that movie and watch it today.
Do that. These are the movies that I want y'all to watch. It's called V for Vendetta. And then if you haven't watched the Matrix trilogies, you need to watch them. Don't just watch these movies, study them. Because there's a lot of hidden codes that you have to decipher. And there's a lot of binary codes you got to decipher. Brother Mike, watch that movie, bro. It's called V for Vendetta. I'm telling y'all, it's a great movie. They classify as it being fictional, but it's more realistic than you realize. But you have to really sit down and you really have to pay attention, because there's a lot of binary codes in there, and you have to decipher those binary codes. I'll give you the last word, J. Cole. The floor is yours, bro.
Yeah. Regarding my brother's passing, after crying my eyes out, I was like Niagara Falls for the first 3 days. Like it started to sink in that he's gone, but he will, at least he will not have to tolerate this bull crap that this world has to offer. You won't have to deal with forced vaccinations, and more lockdowns, and any of that crap that this world has coming. So and now he's perfect. He's in the hands of the Most High now. So I think that's all that matters. I'm gonna miss him, but I look forward to seeing him again.
Oh, yeah, man. I know you are. And once again, Brother J. Cole, listen, man. You have my heartfelt condolences. You have the heartfelt condolences of the rest of the viewers and the listeners here. And like I said, if you need to talk to me or any of us, listen, you got my inbox, man. You've inboxed me before. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Know that we're here for you. Know that we are supporting you. We're praying for you. Our thoughts, our prayers, our meditations are with you. Sister Candace said prayers are lifted up for you. We got you, man. In any form or fashion, we got you, bro. We got you.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Have a good one, and thanks for the call.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. 929-274-4763. That was a good call, man. And it was good to hear his voice. It was so good to hear his voice. Y'all keep him in your thoughts, your prayers, and your meditations, man. That's a good dude right there. That's a real good dude. I'm telling you, man. Brother Mike, watch that movie. No. Don't just watch that movie. Study it. Because that movie right there, man, it is loaded. Bro, it is loaded. It is loaded and baptized with all kinds of binary codes, bro. It is. And you know something? One day, I might do a podcast on that movie, V for Vendetta. I just might do it. Don't be surprised if I do. Real talk, real talk. All right, let's see. Let's see how much time we got here. All right. 929-274-4763 is the number to call in. Good call by J. Cole. I always enjoy chopping it up with him. Who else has just joined us here? Let's see. Hey, Tay, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it. I hope things are well with you and yours. Like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends. I do appreciate the dialogue. Shout out to Habiba Murphy. I had a chance to tune into her podcast earlier today before I was preparing to go on the air. Good dialogue, good subjects on relationships, this whole coronavirus, vaccinations, real spill. I don't know if she is still on with us or not, but shout out to her. Let's see who else. Brother Mike asked, am I going live tomorrow? Unfortunately, I'm not going on the air tomorrow because I have to work. But however, I will be going on the air Monday night. I will be going on the air Monday night between 7 and 7:30, 7:45, around that time frame. And I want to talk about, again, why men are jealous of other men. I close with this, folks. We've had a great dialogue, and I want to go ahead and just wrap it up when I say this. What we have here is a very dangerous situation for melanated folk. Sarah, what's going on, sis? Thanks for joining us. And I've given you 4 specific reasons as to why they continue to really force and advocate and facilitate the anti-Asian hate crime bill. Number one, they don't like black folks. They never did. Number two, their mindsets is similar to each other. They're equally conservative. Number three, Asians and whites are just as economically stable as the other one is. Asians are just as economically stable as the whites and vice versa. And number four, whites are dying off. They're dying off faster than they can be born. Why do you think, once again, to reiterate, why do you think they're passing the anti-abortion bill in Georgia? Why do you think it was passed a few years ago? Why do you think it's being passed in other states? Because they're dying off. See? And see, the rest of these nationalities that have been hating us and mistreating us for God knows how long, they're now starting to receive the same treatment. They're starting to get their receipt. And because they're getting their receipt, guess what's happening? They can't take it. They can't. Come on, man. They can't, man. They can't. And see, other nationalities, other nations on this earth, they're going to start being mistreated the same way we've been mistreated for almost 500 years. So between the kickbacks that these legislators are getting because they're pushing this bill, and these whites are dying off at such an accelerated pace, this is the end result. They look at, see, Asians and Caucasians, they look at us and they say to themselves, listen, we have a common enemy. Anybody that's black or classified as black or melanin. Anybody that doesn't look like us, they are the enemy. But see, here's the thing with that. Eventually, the Asiatic community are going to start dying off scientifically too, just like the whites are. But that's a subject for another time as well. And see, this is the era, folks, of reaping what has been sown. It's happening right now. It is. It's happening right here, right now. Like it or not, that's what's going on. And it will continue. This is just the beginning of it. This is just the very genesis of it. I promise you, this is just the very genesis of it. It is. It's the very start of something big, something huge. Why do you think I always give scriptures, right? Why do you think I always give scriptures? To get you to think. I'm not just giving you passages of scriptures just to hear myself talk. I'm giving you these passages of scriptures so you all can think and believe and watch and observe. Nadia, if you're listening, this is for you. And this is for the rest of y'all. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, I will heal. I will hear from heaven and I will heal their land. Isaiah 45:22. Look unto me, saith the Most High, and be ye saved. Romans 10, verse 9 says, if thou wilt believe in thine heart and confess with thy mouth, aka Jesus the Christ, aka Yeshua, thou shalt be saved. That's an appeal to come to the Most High. Now here's the knowledge of self. Psalm 82 and verse 6. Ye are gods. Ye are children of the Most High God. Now, here's more. Genesis 2 and 7. And the Most High formed man from the dust of the ground and blew into his nostrils the breath of life. 1 Peter 2 and 9 says, you are a peculiar people, a royal priesthood and holy nation. Psalm 139 verse 14 says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And now for the coup de grace. To practice epigenetics or eugenics. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14 through 17. It says in a nutshell, come ye out from amongst them and be ye separate. In a nutshell, to quote Brother Malcolm X, everybody ain't gonna be saved. And that, my friends, has been my 2 cents. Once again, folks, that's been my 2 cents. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening. Thank you for your dialogue. Shout out to my man J. Cole for his phone call. Let's keep him and his family remembered in our thoughts, prayers, and meditations. Thank you for your dialogue again. Join me next time as I talk about why men are jealous of other men. And I'm going to share with you my 2 cents on that. Our final observation goes to J. Cole. He says, in San Francisco and in New York City, that's where most of the attacks happen. Could it be that it's bigger cities and that's where most Chinese people live? That just happens to be more attacks there? Who knows? All I know is those people never liked us, so we need to back off of them. Buy from your own people. Well said, sir. Well said. Thank you, Sister Candace. I appreciate it. Until next time, this has been my 2 cents. I'm your man, Yosef Benjamin. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Peace. I'm out.